Once again, I, Chocolate AMUN-RA, come forth with the message. That's what I do. Other people will bring you scholarship. Other people will bring you different information to our people, the Black Nubian race. Other people will bring you different information all around the world. I will bring you the message. Let's make it clear. The message is for you to do your research, and then you take it from there. I'm not claiming that my message is totally accurate, but I am telling you this. I've done my research. Are you prepared to do yours? The sun rises. My brothers and sisters, for those who's listening, I'm here to send a message. With all your knowledge, with all your scholarship, with all your teachings, with all your wisdom, does this make you a better person? Does this change the way you behave? Does this teaches you better mannerism? How you know for sure? Is this going to change your output in life? How you know for sure? Does this make you a better man, a better woman, a better father, a better mother? How do you know for sure? I'm asking several questions today. What makes your story better than mine? What makes your scholarship better than mine? What makes your research better than mine? What makes your reading skills better than mine? What makes that you have a college degree or you have a 12th grade reading skills or college skills reading comprehension? What makes it better than mine? Who are you to say that you can reach everyone? Because this is what I've learned. This is what I've learned. See, if you do your research, not about civilization in ancient times, Do your research in civilization now. You cannot reach everyone. We're not going to. You're only going to be able to reach the people who is listening on a certain frequency. That's the people you're going to be able to reach. Because some people will just not listen to certain topics. They don't care to do so. But when we start to be able, when we start pointing the finger at each other and beginning to dilute each other, this doesn't serve the purpose. It does not serve the purpose for what we are here to do. There are many skill levels of sending the message. I truly believe that we should share each other's dialogues, share each other's work, share each other's message, scholarships. I do believe this. Who are you to sit there and say it's not for the people? Who are you to sit there and say, oh, you got level 3 grade skill speeches, level 3 scholarships, level 3, you're not doing your true, accurate research. Who are you? Once again, I say who are you for a reason. Because we all cannot reach everybody. It depends on what frequency you want. Is it wrong for me to show you this book? Look at it. Is it wrong for me to show you this book here? I've read it. Is it wrong for me to show you this book here? I've read it. Is it wrong for me to show you this book here? I've read it. Is it wrong for me to show you this genius, my opinion, his book? Is it wrong? Is it wrong for me to show you this book? I read it every day. Excuse the way it looks, because it's old. What makes you better? Listen. If we are chosen, and we have been chosen, it is not to sit there to point the finger. We can learn from each other. It's a reason why there are so many different groups. It's a reason why there's so many different messages. But let's be honest with one another. This is a great, beautiful opportunity that all the messengers are sending out message. All the scholars are sending out the message. Our people have now black scholars, black messengers. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter how they're saying it. But who are you to sit there and say yours is better? Don't try to take from others. We're here for one another. I share my other brothers and sisters' work because I love my other brothers and sisters' work. But I do not condone, my brothers and sisters, who practice downgrading other people's work for their own gain. What makes you supersede all knowledge? There is none. Because, in fact, every book that I've just showed you, someone else wrote it. And even if you wrote your own book, your book must be authentic. And it has to be from within your knowledge and your understanding on today's society. Now, if your books are like this is great. But when you are teaching the public, when you are teaching and passing off the knowledge, your teachings come from someone else's work. Your teachings come from somebody else's theories, somebody else's digs, somebody else's history, somebody else's life. So for you to sit there and say someone is not being accurate, you can throw these theories out. But the majority of your information comes from Googling. The majority of your information comes from reading your books, which is not your books, it's the books that you bought, and now you have a library. I stated and I say it and I'll say it again. This is great. This is a beautiful thing. But who gives you the right to sit there and say someone else's work is not authentic when you was not living 1,000 years ago, when you was not living 10,000 years ago, when you was not living 100,000 years ago? You only are speculating on the information that you have read and you have digged out and from the computer that gives you an accurate speed on what you need to download and pursue and take, distract, and then you put it down on a piece of paper, memorize the information, and then go out to the world and then do your work. And I recommend highly that a lot of y'all are very skilled. And I do appreciate it. And I share 90% of y'all works all the time. But when you begin to point the finger at each other, this is a mistake, because this, with the rest of the culture is watching. We have to be careful what we say, words like race. See, when you use the definition race, when there's only one race of people, I can sit there and say that's a first grade grammar. Simple. Because it's only one race. If there's another race of people on this planet, please inform me, those who's watching this program. One race. There's a male and a female. We multiply to fulfill the earth. That's what we do. But I want to say this here on this message was based on stop pointing the fingers at each other and share your information, because there's so many brothers and sisters that's out there who don't get this knowledge in school, who don't get this knowledge at home, who's not going to get this knowledge in church and any other religions groups. So once again, I thank you humbly, and I state this: continue spreading the message and the scholarship. I, Chocolate AMUN-RA, appreciate it. It is the message.